This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Your friends are nerdy and you are nerdy too. I want to talk to you, friends talking nerdy.
Welcome to another episode of Friends Talking Nerdy. Now, before we begin today's festivities, that is the watch along of the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble, the first time the women in the WWE had a Royal Rumble match. We wanted to acknowledge the fact that the day that we record this, the Wall Street Journal released an article talking about a lawsuit that one Vince McMahon is now currently facing, as well as WWE as an organization, and a couple of other people. I will support anybody that sees somebody in the entertainment industry and decides I no longer wanted to put my money in their hands. But I also think that a lot of times when situations like this do occur, on social media especially, you have a lot of people that will come out and say, I am no longer going to support this, while not necessarily meaning that. That doesn't mean everybody who says that is a virtue signaler or anything like that, but I think a lot of it is. What do you think, Professor Aubrey?
Well, virtue signaling is weird to me. I think sometimes people do it and they don't realize they're doing it. I think that's probably the majority of the time. I think people believe things about themselves that aren't necessarily true sometimes.
Well said. Well said, because I am not implying, that, everybody who could potentially be guilty of virtue signaling is, maliciously doing that behavior intentionally. To your point, they think they are doing the right thing by stating, I'm not going to watch this, when in reality, it doesn't matter. They don't have the power to, really do anything up or down, and like I said, I will fully support anybody that chooses, and what a way to intro this. I will support anybody that chooses, to not put their money in the hands of people that, for whatever reason they don't like, whether I agree with that opinion or not. But for me, as a professional wrestling fan, there is so much more to professional wrestling than one man.
Right. And I, made the comparison that, let's say a movie star was convicted of rape, which has happened. We don't stop going to all movies. Yeah.
We don't. Because again, it's a personal choice. Like, film is a collaborative medium. Look at Woody Allen. Still making movies to this day. Still has people that goes to see them. Now, Woody Allen was never a person that made, blockbuster movies that made hundreds of millions of dollars. His films, even the popular ones like Annie Hall and whatnot, were, lower budget fare. But, like, people that go to see his movies, sometimes they're going to support the other actors in those movies. Sometimes they just feel that, Woody Allen sucks, but I like this story and I'm going to watch it. And for people that decide they don't want to go to see a Woody Allen film because of what he potentially did, they are right too.
Huh. How can they both be right?
It's a personal choice because the average person, and using the Woody Allen example, the average person that doesn't know Woody Allen or Mia Farrow or anybody in that whole entanglement, for lack of a better phrase, is just an average person on the street. We only know about this because they're public figures. If Woody Allen was an accountant and Mia Farrow was a nurse or a substitute teacher or something like that, we wouldn't have heard about this. So I think that should be taken into account as well. Now, again, it boils down to personal choice, because I was going to bring up J.K. Rowling, but again, that is a personal choice. If you are offended by what she says and feel that your money in her hands will lead to suffering down the road for people, then by all means don't support her, but it's still a choice at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to agree with that choice. We don't even have to like the people that make the choice to still support her. But this is a free country. People have the right to make whatever choices they want. Well said, Tim. This, like, if you've read the story in the Wall Street Journal, or you did like me and tried to read through the actual the lawsuit paperwork, which is, publicly available material, like, you'll understand why this intro was a little bit difficult, because it's a tightrope, type of deal, trying to express all this while still saying we're going to be watching wrestling.
Right, but what are we paying? What is it? What are they gaining from us watching this?
Exactly. I mean, it's like they're getting, whatever percentage they get from, Xfinity, Comcast, to, the company that owns Peacock. Like anybody, they're getting a portion of the $5.99 a month that we pay for a subscription to Peacock. But that is also similar if you're a progressive and listen to a Ted Nugent song. Ted Nugent's getting, a fraction of a cent for you listening to that song, but he's still getting money from you, So, but also on the flip side, when it comes to professional wrestling, like I said, there are so many other people involved in professional wrestling that are not committing illegal crimes that deserve our support. And the event in question that we're going to be bringing up here, I think, is an historic one, and one that, I wanted to be able to share with you, because it was the first time the women had a Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, man. And it was so late. When you told me that's what we were going to watch, you didn't tell me when it had happened. And then to hear you say it was from 2018, my goodness. What is going on with that, Tim?
For the longest time, from the 30s and 40s roughly till about the early 90s, women's professional wrestling in America was essentially controlled by a performer who went by the name of the Fabulous Moolah. If you were a woman and you wanted to be in professional wrestling, you either went to Moolah's school and learned from her, at which point, once you passed whatever test she gave you, she would, send you to the WWF or Jim Crockett Promotion or whatever territory needed. She was the central hub. And if you see any sort of matches from that era with women, they don't get much mic time, so the times that they do actually speak, it's rough. And also the style of fighting that the women had at that particular time was the pull the hair cat fight type of stuff. It was not what you would consider an athletic competition. So in terms of audience interest, it wasn't really there. Now in the 90s, things did start to change, but it was very slow because of the control that the Fabulous Moolah had. The early to mid 90s, you had a performer by the name of Medusa. She ended up she started off in WCW, ended up going to WWE, where she wrestled as Alundra Blaze, went back to WCW, where she famously dropped the WWF Women's Championship live on a WCW show into the garbage.
Wow.
And now she drives a monster truck.
Oh, wow.
She's awesome,
like in Monster Truck Expositions?
Yeah, monster truck rallies and all that stuff. Yeah, but very interesting. And then the late 90s, of course, you had China.
With a Y?
Yeah, with a Y. Mm-hmm. Make her debut, and she made quite the impact. You also had other people that we will talk about because they make an appearance in this Royal Rumble here. But again, it wasn't until roughly 2015 with the WWE developmental brand NXT, to where they really started giving the women something to do. And this, at this particular point in time, this was kind of a reward for, the women wrestlers in question, because they were able to build up, they were given characters that you would actually care about, characters that acted like athletes and not like a lot of the stupid storylines that did involve the women were all, again, essentially catfight type stuff. Like, you took my man type of deal. Whereas now it's, I'm a wrestler trying to win a championship. You are the champion and you did something bad to me. So it's legit. If that makes sense in terms of how it's being presented. And again, this particular Royal Rumble match in question allowed them to shine, and also gave them a chance to be able to do that, to do this for the first time. And it is important that women have the same opportunities as men. I'm not talking about intergender matches or anything like that. But if the men can have a Royal Rumble, the women should have a Royal Rumble as well. Why not? Because they're, again, athletes that are trying to, in a fictional sense, of course, athletes that are trying to go for a championship like it was a sport, and so why wouldn't you have the same events?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Title IX came in and equalized sports to some extent. But before that, women's sports were a joke compared to men's sports on many campuses.
And as we're finding out, more and more.
And there weren't even professional leagues.
Yeah, I mean, but as we're finding out more and more, like the women's national soccer team is just as popular, if not more so, than the men's soccer team. And honestly, I think the average person could probably list off a name or two of, the members of the women's soccer team, and not necessarily the guys. And think about in movies too. Like, I think of the movie Black Panther. How many times over the years has it been said you can't have a black superhero, and they've been proven wrong spectacularly? It was a frivolous comic book movie, but it did so much in blowing that myth away that people wouldn't pay money to see that. And I think this is in a way another example of something like that, because to this day, as we're recording this, we're recording this on a Thursday. 2 days from now, will be this year's Royal Rumble match, which is why we're recording this right now. But ever since 2018, up to this day, there is a women's Royal Rumble match.
That's awesome.
All right. So what we are going to do here, like I mentioned, is participate in a watch along. If you go to Peacock, look for the Royal Rumble. It'll be season 31, the 2018 Royal Rumble. And we are at the 2 hour, 55 minute and 1 second mark here on the screen. And as we've done with the Saturday night's main events that we've watched in the past, this is just a watch along. So we'll be talking about the action on the screen, but also diverging into other areas, because that's just what we fucking do.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm totally ready.
All right, in 3...
I want to talk about this guy's hair, number 1.
Yeah, she is referring to Corey Graves, the color commentator. I would say he's in a way, the 21st century Jesse the Body Ventura, because Corey Graves was a bad guy wrestler in the NXT developmental, but ended up having some neck injuries and had to retire. But similar to Jesse Ventura, Jesse's mindset was that he could still be the bad guy character, but offer his insight as an athlete as well. And I think Corey Graves here is a living example of that. But would I trust him on how to do my hair? No.
I love it. It's pompadour like I have.
I mean, it's a little too pompous with the way he has it. But we have the graphic on the screen here, the first ever 30-woman Royal Rumble match. Now, we've watched a Royal Rumble match before, so you are familiar with the basic rules, right?
Yes.
Yes, but for the folks at home that may not be aware, The Royal Rumble is a 30-person battle royal type of match. The match starts off with 2 people in the ring, and then every minute and a half thereafter, another performer comes into the ring until 30 superstars are in the ring, and then the winner is the last person remaining. It's like battle royal rules. You have to throw the person off the top rope, and both feet have to touch the ground. But what we're watching right here are some of the essentially highlights the first that women were able to do. Like, this is a TLC, a Money in the Bank match. That was the first women's Money in the Bank match. And this, sadly is very recent stuff, but these women knocked down some major doors.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's one of the last bastions of rampant sexism, or like accepted sexism. So it's great to see people making some progress.
Exactly.
Slow though it may be.
Yeah, what we're watching right now is the clip from Monday Night Raw where Stephanie McMahon announced the Royal Rumble with a bunch of the female wrestlers in the ring, and they were all like crying and excited and stuff like that. But like the first one they showed, Sasha Banks, she's actually she actually is an actress as well and has been in The Mandalorian.
Really?
Yes. So, what's her name? Bo-Katan, that woman who used to work on Battlestar Galactica. One of her co-associates, another former Mandalorian. She played that. But these are some of the women involved. What about those outfits?
Yeah, some of them are really good.
Asuka, she's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, her hair is amazing. There's a lot of amazing hair, glow-in-the-dark outfits, really good dancing. They're really obviously very fit, seem to be having a really great time, jumping up and down on each other.
Yeah, and Sasha Banks there, her cousin, Snoop Dogg.
No.
Yep. And Nia Jax there, she is The Rock's cousin.
Nia Jax.
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense.
And there's Becky Lynch before she became the Man.
What was she then?
Just Becky Lynch. The Man was a catchphrase or anything like that, but it was before essentially she first started really hitting it big. But yeah, they're talking about because the winner of the Royal Rumble match will go on to face a world champion at WrestleMania.
Gosh.
So that's what's at stake here. Now we're back live in front of the crowd. Everybody's excited. And I think there was a lot of goodwill in this too. It's one of those things that I'm kind of proud of most wrestling fans for, of, going out of the way to support this. They were giving a standing ovation here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But they're going over the rules for the audience at home.
Yeah, so Tim explained it exactly. Did you say both feet have to touch the floor to be eliminated?
Yes, because that goes back to, I believe, the 95 Royal Rumble, where it was the last 2 people in the ring were the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And both those 2 were actually numbers 1 and 2 in the Royal Rumble.
Whoa.
Davey Boy threw Shawn Michaels over the top rope. Shawn Michaels held onto the rope, and one foot touched the ground, not the other one. And then he got back into the ring and then threw out Davey Boy Smith to win.
Wow. And
we have Maria Menounos, who, if you've gone to a movie in the United States, she's usually the host of the ads that they put into the movie before it starts. Now people here...
That's who she is.
Yeah. Yeah, people are booing her here.
Why?
They just wanted to get to the match. And it's like Maria, and to be fair, she is a legitimate wrestling fan. She doesn't have to prove anything to anybody, but she is, as a wrestling fan, when you meet or see on TV an actual wrestling fan and not someone sprouting off what they think a wrestling fan would say.
Right.
But Stephanie McMahon is coming to the ringside area because she is going to be joining the commentary team.
I see. And now who is she?
Vince McMahon's daughter. She is married in real life, but it started off as part of a storyline to Triple H. His real name is Paul Levesque. And at this time, she was on the WWE board of directors, but now she no longer works with the company.
I see.
Yeah. But because she is a woman, she must be there to talk.
Yeah.
All right, now who they're calling out now? They started off by having the two women champions from both Raw and SmackDown. This is Alexa Bliss. Raw's colors are red. They've always been red, so that's why the belt is red like that. But she's coming to the ring. Love her as a performer. It was I believe the first women's elimination chamber match that they held that she ended up winning, and she did this great bit to where she started off like this. She was being interviewed into the ring after the match, and she was like crying and weeping, and then, I'm so glad I did it, this type of deal. But then, like on a dime, she just ended up getting this devious look on her face and started bad mouthing the crowd after that, and I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But we have the SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair.
Yes, Ric Flair's daughter.
Yes. And it must be tough being the kid of someone famous like that because, like yeah, she is Ric Flair's daughter, but, if she were Charlotte Johnson, she would still be one of the best women's wrestlers in the world.
Wow, well, she looks cool. She's wearing her belt.
Yeah, well, taking it off now, that'd be a little uncomfortable, but yes, gotta put it on the shoulder. Now they're calling out the first competitor in the Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, and it is Sasha Banks.
So now, do we know which of those two champions that the winner of this will wrestle?
I forgot. I can look that up.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Quick.
It's okay.
But
we'll find out eventually, right?
No, that question is usually because there are quote unquote two brands, and they do try and have a brand separation. There are two sets of champions,
Okay.
But the winner of the Rumble can decide whichever champion they want to face. So if they are on Raw and want to face the SmackDown champion, they can, and vice versa.
Oh, okay.
But Sasha Banks with her Wonder Woman inspired outfit.
She looks great. I like the boots.
And she's the boss.
She's got a boss thing on her.
All right, the number 2. Oh, Becky Lynch. In my opinion, probably, she will definitely go down as one of the greatest women wrestlers ever.
Really?
Yeah, like she just gets it. And how, she's really the first woman performer that has ever done better than the guys, because they measure ultimately success based on merchandise sales and ticket sales. And like the very first t-shirt I purchased of an active WWE performer was her.
I see.
And there were a lot of people like me that did that as well. But like, again, she's one of the best. Now, this, like I mentioned, this is before she first and really hit it big with the audience. But yeah, she's got personality.
Yeah, she seems to. And her outfit is amazing. It's like this leather robe kind of thing that looks like a Jedi robe. She just took it off.
Yes. And that is the cool thing about, wrestlers, male or female alike, especially these days. They do put a lot of work in terms of creating special outfits for special occasions like this to, look different, but we are locking up is stomp on the foot and trying to go for an early elimination. But no.
And under the legs. That was pretty cool. The one jumped up and in a spread eagle position, and the other went under her.
Yes, definitely choreographed, of course, because.
But my God, that would be so hard to do. To jump high enough that somebody can go under you like that.
Yeah,
I get down on the ground and go under her. She ran under her.
I definitely could not do that. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah, they're really going at it. They're faster than the guys. They're like more what do you call it? Like nimble and.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, they call this the women's revolution, and and I think the title fits. But in a lot of ways, What this was very much comparable to what happened in the 90s in WCW. The number 3 performer coming out, Sarah Logan, who currently wrestles in the WWE as Valkyrie. She was fired, but then brought back. Her husband is part of a tag team called the Viking Warriors. And they're like, tall guys, like 6'7", like 400 pounds, but like all beefy guys. And now she's like Valkyrie and comes out like a Viking along with them. But I was saying this type of wrestling in a lot of ways is like the cruiserweight wrestling in the 90s in WCW. What do I mean by that? In America, fans at that point had been conditioned that good wrestling was big, tall, muscular guys.
Right.
But in the mid-90s, Eric Bischoff, when he ran WCW, made it a point to get like luchadors from Mexico, performers from Japan that worked that were physically smaller but worked a much faster style, and he got them all together and by putting on those the cruiserweight matches with the smaller guys, it was a different type of wrestling. It offered something different, and over time, more people wanted to see that than 2 big 400-pound steroid monsters fighting fighting by just punching each other and grunting a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, to your point, this is a much different style than what the men, offered at this particular time or offer now, as it should be.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4 coming out right now.
Absolution. Yes,
that was a faction at the time. And this is Mandy Rose. She no longer works with the WWE. It was within a year or two after this, she was sent to the developmental NXT and actually started getting some real traction. But then it was discovered that she had it wasn't an OnlyFans page, but very similar.
I see.
Having said that, it was perfectly legal on the up and up. It's just if you're a company that's making a PG related product, and you got action figure companies like Mattel working with you, and Mattel was the one that discovered this and said we don't want her there. But having said that, don't cry for her, because within the first week of her being fired, she made over $500,000 on that website.
Oh wow, I bet.
Yeah, so and more than likely too, I would be shocked if she didn't show up in a wrestling ring at some point too, whether it be with one of the smaller organizations or back with WWE, because sometimes it's better to just go away and people will forget.
Right, and then you can come back as somebody else.
Yep.
They seem to, like, all the dudes seem to have multiple names over the years.
Depending on the person, yeah, but and the better performers, even if they do change their names, are able to make each character feel different and not just same guy, different name. All right. Oh, number 5,
Lita.
She was she was mainly a performer in the Attitude Era, basically the late 90s, early 2000s. She was one of the few women at that particular time that treated wrestling seriously and wasn't there to just be beautiful, as it ended up being in the 90s as well, which is not to say she's not beautiful in and of herself, but she's an athlete.
Right.
And there's a difference between that and models that, do Playboy pillow fights like they did at WrestleMania one year.
They did a pillow fight.
Yeah.
Was it really a Playboy pillow fight?
Sponsored by Playboy.
No.
Yep.
Well, I thought it was a PG product.
It is now.
It wasn't then.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, they were going after the young male audience, and by, especially because of all the bad press they got, deservedly so, in a lot of ways, for the Chris Benoit situation in 2007, they found out that they can make a lot more money by offering a PG type product and broadening the scope. Like the young males will continue to be there, but they're not going to give you the big money. You're not going to get the big sponsors.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if little girls are more lucrative than little boys.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I wonder if, as a group, little girls get, like, on average, more toys than boys.
I mean, definitely something to think about, especially because, when it comes to wrestling and you have a lot more female representation in a very positive way in professional wrestling, I hope a lot of women, if they start their journey by playing with wrestling toys as kids, are able to, take that passion to something else. But Mandy Rose was just eliminated.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, Sasha Banks just hit Lita across the back. Yeah, we got the countdown going.
Oh, she's down there asking like she can't believe it happened. Oh, my goodness.
How dare you?
My head hurts.
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane.
Yes.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. She's got a whole jacket thing going on with fur on it and with the red on the inside.
Yeah, this was also around the time to where the WWE started hiring more. I'll put it like this. WWE in the past, if you were not a 100% fluent English speaker, would probably not hire you because the product was so, interview based. But this is around the time to where they started kind of easing up on that. And, that's how we got Kairi Sane here. She, they called it, in Japan, they call them Joshis, but the female wrestlers. But as you can see, she kicks ass. And
yeah, she just really did some fancy running into people. And she's up on the top rope. She jumped down off the top rope onto a piece of plywood that woman just got her face banged into.
Yeah, Sasha Banks. Ooh, look at that. I
mean, this stuff looks like it really hurts.
Some of it may, but the beauty of the best wrestlers, they can perform a move that has no physical impact on somebody whatsoever, but make it look like it is the worst, most painful, impactful move in history.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pointing, the first person to point at the WrestleMania sign. It's kind of tradition now. They have a huge WrestleMania sign, and the winner of the Royal Rumble will point to it because that's where they're going.
I see. Like I'm going to Disneyland.
Yep. Number 7, Tamina. The reason they call her Tamina is they, at this point, didn't want to call her by her last name, Tamina Snuka.
Tamina Snuka.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka was her father, and if you remember that Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah.
Which she shouldn't have to suffer for the actions of her father, but that's why she's just known as Tamina.
Gotcha. That's interesting. And how did you know that?
Well, initially, when she debuted in the WWE, the story of Jimmy Snuka was not as widely put out there as it was. So people still had a positive, feeling about superstar Jimmy Snuka. So when she came in as Tamina Snuka, it was no different than, The Rock debuting as Rocky Maivia, which is a combination of his father's name and his grandfather's last name.
Oh, I see.
So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you do have a second or third generation star utilizing, we had a double moonsault here, Lita on top of both Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. But if you can have that association, I mean, that is a way to quickly get somebody integrated with the fans so they can say, they're the son or daughter of this person. Oh, there goes Tamina. Oh, Lita's gone as well. Eliminated by Becky Lynch. But Tamina, if I had to have a critique of her, in-ring, she's fine. Doesn't have much of a personality. And it's like she's not as charismatic as a performer has to be. Now, coming into the ring now.
Oh, awesome. She did a backflip.
Yeah. This is
I mean, all of these women look so badass in terms of their athleticism and, their ability to beat each other up. It's really impressive.
It is. And, with
like corset tops on and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, obviously with suspension of disbelief here, going in, that, they're telling a story here. This is not an actual sporting event, but the best wrestlers, male or female, are ones that make it seem like a sporting event. And when you see this, this looks like athletes doing their thing, and it's fun to watch. Shoulder after shoulder after shoulder, and probably an easy move to sell, I would think.
Yeah.
Ooh, kick to the face. And it's, ooh,
Oh no.
pushed her off the top rope. Now, it is tough in a lot of ways for the women too, because they get bumps and bruises like anybody, but they do have, I guess, they have to have a lot more effort into. Okay, number 9 coming out, Tori Wilson, but they do have to, like, because I've heard interviews with some of the women talking about, to where they have to make sure every day they have their makeup on and all that stuff when they're going out in public and in stuff, because they have to have a presence, I guess, if that makes sense. But it seems like that women wrestlers have a lot more to do for their everyday journey as a professional wrestler than the guys.
Right, they have to be on more 100% of the time than the guys do. Because always there's a double standard that's bad for women.
Yeah, and I'm sure for a guy it would be a lot easier to have a black eye than it would be for a woman to have a black eye. And yeah, if you're a wrestler and got the black eye that way, you can explain it, but that who wants to have that uncomfortable conversation though too?
Right.
But Tori Wilson was somebody that initially started in WCW, but when WCW was bought by the WWE, she was a performer there for a while. After she ended up retiring, she ended up dating Alex Rodriguez from the New York Yankees for a while.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's interesting. Okay, bang, bang, bang. There's lots of head banging going on.
Yeah, that is the thing about the Rumble match itself. The more people that are involved in the ring, Dana Brooke just got put over the top rope, and boom, she got eliminated by Tori.
And then they all keep hitting their head on the side of the ring. Do you think they're like putting that on?
Well, you got to remember, underneath the ring, they do have microphones to kind of amplify the hits. So if it is a situation to where they're unintentionally hitting it, ow. But it could also be like a situation because they do train. And coming out number 10, Sonya Deville, the first openly LGBTQ women's wrestler in WWE.
Nice.
But it could be too, like before the head, they could have put their hand up and, kind of like made a slapping sound to make it sound like their head hit.
Right.
Yeah, because again, like I mentioned, when you go to a wrestling event, whether it's for TV taping or a premium live event like this, or whether it's just a standard house show, they put microphones under the ring to make the slams that you hear sound so much more impactful. It's part of the theater of the of the experience.
Yeah, well, that seems like the part that would hurt the worst is landing on the hardwood floor from very high heights.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we've got like a backwards. Whoa.
Now
elbow. Kick in the face.
There goes Tori Wilson.
Bye, Tori. She had no chance. No chance in hell.
That's right. Oh, and you will notice too, when they have the countdown here, it's not, even though the rules say it's every minute and a half someone new will come, that's not always the case. They use what they call Titan time, because sometimes if there's a lull in a match, they can get somebody out. Oh, we got Liv Morgan coming out.
What's the squad she's on?
It was a faction called the Riot Squad, headed by someone who called herself Ruby Riot, who now works in AEW as Ruby Soho.
Oh, Ruby Soho. I remember her.
Yep, and you will see her with much longer hair in this match. Spoilers.
Interesting. So that was like a girls' gang?
Yeah, a faction. And, factions are great because you have, if it's done well, you have a known name or two, along with a couple of younger people that can essentially use what they call the rub. They're associated with the top guy, even though they're not the top person, even though they're not the top person themselves. They're associated with that, so by the time the faction splits, hopefully their stock is much higher than it was before. It's character building, essentially. All right, 5, 4, 3, and that's always the fun part about the Royal Rumble, which makes it a great TV type of match, the countdown aspect. Molly Holly coming out at number 12. She was discovered by the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, really? Where was she discovered?
I don't know specifically, but
she looks like a soccer mom.
She probably is now. When she was discovered, he hired her to play a character in WCW as one of his valets called Miss Madness. And she walked down to the ring with a sash, like a beauty pageant that said Miss Madness, and a dress. But then she would do stuff like, do like top rope elbow drops on people in a dress. Once her WCW contract came up, Randy Savage actually called the head of talent relations in the WWE and says, hey, if you can't use me, please use her. She's good at what she does. And then they brought her in as a cousin of a performer who went by the name of Hardcore Holly. So she became Molly Holly.
Huh.
Yeah, and then she also, at one point, when Shane Helms became Hurricane Helms, she ended up becoming a sidekick because Hurricane Helms his character was that he was a superhero. Hurricane Helms, but he's a short, skinny little guy. So he was a comedy character. But Molly Holly ended up becoming a sidekick, and she called herself Mighty Molly.
Oh, like Mighty Mouse.
Yep. All right, the next person coming out, number 13,
So many people have been eliminated. There's just 3 people in the ring right now, and there's 13. So 10 people have been eliminated.
Yep, we have Lana coming to the ring.
Look at this outfit. This outfit is amazing. It's silver and an amazing skirt, and then the singlet underneath is all sparkly. It looks amazing.
Yes, at this time.
That's the best outfit so far, just so you know.
Yes. Well, we're not done yet. But
I know, I said so far.
Yeah.
I think because it's the most sparkly of the outfits I've seen so far.
Now, this is Lana. In real life, at this particular time, she was married to a performer in WWE who went by the name of Rusev. And she played the ravishing Russian Lana. It was a takeoff on the old-fashioned, foreign bad guy.
Oh, right.
In Russia, type of deal. But now, her and her husband are in AEW. Rusev is Miro.
Oh.
Yep. And that's his wife. Unfortunately, she's been in the hospital recently because she had a severe infection in her finger and had to have an operation on it.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. All right, the countdown is coming up.
Here we go. Who is it?
Number 14, Michelle McCool. She was primarily in the mid-2000s, and I wasn't watching much wrestling at that particular time.
Why did she have crosses on herself?
Well, you know who her husband is?
Who?
The Undertaker.
Oh.
And they're also too, like not a lot. I shouldn't quantify that because I don't know that definitively, but there are some high named performers like The Undertaker that are also super conservative.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't shock me if this was like a church related thing, but it could also just be something she thought was cool and put it on her outfit.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so, there goes Sonya Deville.
Oh my gosh, she's the only one in there.
And I think there's one other person in the ring. Two other people. Sunil Becky.
Lana.
Yeah.
And
Molly Holly. And Out she goes.
Oh, that looks like it hurt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They keep hitting
the floor. I mean, the floor especially, at least has to take the wind out of you. Now, they're going to be able to take it physically a lot better than we are, but that doesn't mean it doesn't feel like shit, Oh, no. There goes Lana and Michelle. Oh, wait, Becky Lynch. I forgot she was not eliminated yet. She was under the ropes, which is why she came back like she did. And I guess Sasha Banks too.
They're going to team up because they've been in there since the beginning with each other. They're number 1 and number 2, and they're still in there.
Yep. It is Ruby Soho.
Oh, it's Ruby Riott.
Yep. And her hair.
Yeah. Wow. I like her hair much better now.
Welcome to Sorta Kinda Funny. We're a comedy podcast.
Brother and sister duo.
Where we take your guys' embarrassing moments and stories and turn them into humor because life's about laughing at yourself, and we are sure gonna laugh at ourselves. I am James. I am your main Mac Daddy host. And I'm also joined by a loser. Go ahead and introduce yourself, loser. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
This is Lauren.
Give it to them.
Absolutely.
Baby.
Absolutely. What did you say?
Also, we sing a lot. So if you haven't listened to this first episode, I'm sorry.
We have new episodes available every Thursday and would love nothing more than to hang out with you. Does that sound too desperate?
Just
Okay. Check us out wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we'll see you on Thursday. And as always,
text me if you want to hang out.
bye.
Or last time I saw it, which has been
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Yeah, right now she does have a lot shorter than what she had it here. But what I've always liked about her is the fact that she looks so different. Like one critique of women's wrestling is at least in it's not the women's fault. It's the person making the hiring, is that a lot of them look the same. Whereas Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho now looks unique, and that's not a bad thing. And I'm not saying, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Uniqueness is good.
I'm watching Ruby Riott as Becky Lynch is wrestling her off the side of the thing.
Right.
But this is the second time Ruby Riott has survived being put over the fence.
All right, and then on the other side of the ring, Michelle McCool is trying to force Sasha Banks out, but she's clearly not intentionally stepping over.
She totally was intentionally stepping over the rope.
Yeah. All right. The next person coming out here, number 16. Oh.
Who is this? Oh, that's what everybody, the audience was going, who is this?
Well, it's Vicky Guerrero.
No, she really does look like a soccer mom.
She is. She was the wife of Eddie Guerrero. And Eddie Guerrero sadly passed away in 2005. In about 2006 or 2007, they actually, took a chance on having her as a character. And she was never a wrestler, really, though she did compete in a match or two. So, like, she knew how to, quote unquote, take a bump or something like that. But her big thing was doing this and, like, coming out, on the microphone. Her big catchphrase was screaming at the top of her lungs, "Excuse me."
No, that sounds terrible.
Well, I mean, she's playing a character. She's playing that annoying character. Like, you were supposed to not like her, and she does a great job of making you not like her, but she's acting cowardly now. She doesn't want to get hurt, even though she was just ripping into those women, and they're all joining together
against her. That's what's happening.
You could tell they're kind of protecting her, too. Like, yeah. She did not take the same type of bump as the others, and they were very slow about putting her over, so she had a lot more control of the fall. Now, the countdown is coming up, and this is an instance of Titan time. Because, Vicky Guerrero is not going to last a minute and a half in that ring legitimately.
Right.
Number 17, Carmella. She's currently married and has a child with the guy with the hair doing the commentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She used to be a cheerleader as well for an NFL team.
Yeah. You can sort of see that.
Yeah. Oh. Hit in the back with the Money in the Bank briefcase by Vicky Guerrero. Vengeful, and she's yelling at people. This is stupid.
I hate it. I can't believe it happened.
I was supposed to win. And, what a spot to have Sasha Banks in. If you're doing the watch-along laugh. Dirty old man. Anyway, so what are your thoughts so far on this?
I think, I'm interested in the commentary. I think I would enjoy hearing what these guys were saying, and also Stephanie McMahon, I guess. Everybody stood up. So every time somebody comes in, they stand up. Yeah,
they want to see who's coming in now. Number 18, I believe. Who is it? Natalia. Her father was wrestler Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who was in a tag team called the Hart Foundation with Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so her dad is one of those 80s legends. And, dumping her sunglasses and her shoulder pads onto Carmella. How vengeful.
Those were such cool shoulder pads. She's got a pretty awesome outfit. I don't like Carmella's outfit at all.
Yeah, it's like her current husband's hair.
Yes. My gosh.
And just messed up a move.
Oh no, what's happening?
What are you going to do? Quit that.
Quit that. You get out of here.
Oh, boot to the face.
I'll kick you in the face.
My jaw. But yeah, in terms of the physicality in the ring, like this was yet another barrier breaking situation because you were invested in this. If you're a fan, of course,
Yeah.
All right, number 19 coming out right now. It is Kelly. She debuted in the mid 2000s as a dancer on the ECW brand when the WWE brought back that company. And apparently there's a story that she didn't know how to dance. And so Vince McMahon taught her how.
Like Vince McMahon knows how to dance.
Oh, yeah.
Huh, okay. So Natalia has a cool outfit on. The woman who just came out has the longest arms and legs I've ever seen on a person.
It's like grown string beans.
Seriously, she just has very long limbs.
Yeah. Now, I don't know Kelly as a person. She may be a nice person, but she was one of those people that was hired more for looks than for in-ring talent. And I mean, you can see her right now. The moves that she's doing are very basic. Now, again, I think I mentioned it earlier in a Royal Rumble match. When you have as many people in the ring as you do, you are limited as to the types of moves you can do.
Right.
It can't be as widespread. So it is a lot of punching and kicking type of stuff, or pretending to throw somebody over the rope. But, you can also see, a person's skills. If a person knows how to make their punch look real, it looks better. But I think, Naomi here.
Well, if she's in a neon yellow, of course I would become the person who describes all the outfits. Whoa, okay, so she just came in the ring, jumped up, put her ankles around the neck of a woman, and then pushed her down on the ground with her feet flying through the air.
That is called a Hurricane Rana.
Well, that was wild.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh, boot to the face.
Oh, she's got those LED shoes on. That's cool.
Yeah, and she's in her hair. It glows in the dark as well, the green part.
Nice.
Because they do under a regular like one-on-one match. If she came out, they would have black lights for a bit during her presentation. And
Nice.
I think during the intro video for this, they kind of had a brief example too. But look at that suplex, T-bone suplex, I think they call it. Another one.
So you grab somebody, throw them up over your head.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff is just so hard looking. Like, how can they do this stuff? It's like, it's hard to believe.
I mean, they are trained professionals. They take, Becky Lynch is finally eliminated. It looks like Sasha Banks was eliminated too a little bit earlier.
That's too bad.
But
I hope that string bean lady is eliminated.
Spoilers.
Oh, look, there's Waldo. There's a guy dressed as Waldo. So you can go, everybody can go, hey, where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Number 21, Jacqueline. She had been wrestling since the 80s. And her big time in the spotlight was the late 90s during the Attitude Era. But they called her Miss Jackie. She's from Texas. And, she was always seen with kind of like the bikers and whatnot, drinking beer and whatnot. She's always a kick-ass performer. They brought her into the WWE in the late 90s to kind of be essentially a player coach. She was supposed to help train some of the female stars that they had at that particular time, while also being a performer herself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sort of like a mentor.
Something like that, yeah. So it's like...
Get her over. Get String Bean over.
Yes. Throw her over. Come on. But Natalia still works with the WWE. She's probably one of the few people that will have a job for life there.
Really? Why?
Just because of how much of a utility player she is. It's not, I mean, she's held the women's title before, so it's not like she hasn't had that honor, but her strength is more being that steady person that is legitimately someone that you think could go for a title or something like that, but the new people, if they beat her, it's a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. Look at this outfit.
This is Nia Jax coming to the ring. I believe she was number 22.
It's quite riveted. There's just rivets all over it. It's like a leatherette bodysuit with red panels and rivets.
And she just threw Jacqueline out of the ring there, and String Bean is
String
hitting Nia
Bean's on
Jax.
top of her now, and String Bean is gone. Gone. The String Bean is gone.
Bye. Now, one drawback on Nia, she does have a reputation of hurting her opponents.
Really?
Unintentionally. The one time she did that to Becky Lynch actually made Becky Lynch a star. She actually broke Becky Lynch's nose on an episode of Raw, but Becky just, with blood flowing down her face, just looked like a complete badass, went into the audience, was like, yeah, come at me type of deal, and that's how she got famous. And there goes Ruby Riott. Oh, Natalya kicked her in the leg. Look at those kicks.
This is riveting.
Oh.
These two.
Gonna do another.
Yeah, I don't like it when there's a bunch of people in the ring. You can't see what's going on.
Oh, she threw. Oh, okay. Over the top rope, but she's still on the ring side, so she's not out of the ring yet. Now, but look at this. Each year, a performer by the name of Kofi Kingston tries to do something similar here, but remember, Naomi's feet did not hit the ground. She's not technically eliminated yet.
Right. All the other women got up and grabbed her as she fell to the ground and kept her feet from hitting the ground. And so now she is sitting on the wall without her feet on the ground, wondering what she's going to do next.
Number 23 coming to the ring, Ember Moon. She currently works in Tony Khan's Ring of Honor as Athena. The Ring of Honor shows are only available on the Honor Club streaming app or pay-per-view, so not many people are watching her, and I think she's one hell of a performer that should be in WWE today. Like her finishing move, like she will do a flip off the top rope and then come down with a move similar to the Stone Cold Steve Austin Stunner. She has it all.
Does she have an injured arm?
In storyline.
Okay.
Yeah, because to your point for the folks at home, if you're not actually actively watching along on the cock, she has a cast on her arm.
Yeah, she has a cast on her arm, and she's like holding her arm. She just got thrown out of the ring, so.
Yep.
And then Naomi is walking around on top of the wall, still no feet on the ground.
And Maria Menounos texting while at a WWE event. And look what she's doing.
She's using the chair with the rolly things on it to get back over to the ring, using the chair as like a come along,
like a pulley system or something like that. And yeah, and
there she goes. She's on the stairs now. She made it.
Yeah, in the men's match, Kofi Kingston does similar things. If he can, each and every year. There have been a couple of times where he'd not been able to. Oh, Naomi got onto the top rope, did a dive on the Nia Jax. Nia caught her and then threw her out of the ring. Now we got the 10 count coming for, I believe, number 24. I wonder who it's going to be.
Yeah, so she's just by herself in there waiting for the next person, getting some rest time in.
Yep. Beth Phoenix. She's retired. She was primarily in the mid to late 2000s. She's currently married and has children with former WWE star, current AEW star, Adam Copeland.
I don't know him.
If I showed you a picture, he would look familiar. But yeah, if you haven't guessed already, the professor is not an avid wrestling fan like I am.
No, I'm not. I admit it.
Look at that. But Beth Phoenix, her nickname was the Glamazon.
Glamazon. She does look, pretty tall. She's like as tall as, what's that woman's name?
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
Yeah.
She's like as tall. And that woman looked giant compared to the other women that were in the ring before. But because they're both really tall and sort of big.
Yeah.
They look like normal size to each other, or they look, similar size, so you don't notice that they're really tall.
Yeah. Oh, one thing about Beth Phoenix here, there have been only 3 women to ever compete in the men's Royal Rumble. Chyna, Awesome Kong, and Beth Phoenix. And
really?
She actually eliminated somebody.
How does that get to happen?
It's rare, and it has to be someone of a physical stature similar to Beth Phoenix here, because while Beth Phoenix couldn't necessarily beat up a 7-foot tall, 400-pound guy legitimately, like she looks like she could legitimately survive compared to String Bean.
Yeah, exactly. Like String Bean, put her in the Royal Rumble. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I'm not trying to body shame her. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Nia's out of the ring, but went through the second rope. But it's not about body shame. It's about, again, this is supposed to be, it's a fictional tale, but it's a sport. It's telling a story about a sport, and these are athletes. Now these two, Natalia just turned on Beth Phoenix. In the past, they had been former tag team partners.
Oh, and so they were hugging.
Yeah.
And then she turned on her.
And then, yeah, because I guess in the past they had a fallout, and this was kind of a throwback to that. Now we got the countdown going, number 25 coming out. It is Asuka.
Oh, Asuka.
The Empress of Tomorrow.
Asuka looks really cool. She's got her white Japanese face, and she flipped it off. And now she's just got cool hair. And she's just running in like a superstar.
Yep. She was another one of those Japanese performers, probably one of the best female Japanese performers of the modern era that WWE hired. And again, I'm glad they gave her a chance, because like even today, I wouldn't necessarily say call her grasp of the English language as fluent, but they still gave her a chance, and she was able to create a character that captivated people, even when she's being sarcastic like she's being right now. Yet she didn't really have to talk that much.
Right.
You know, I mean, but...
She could communicate.
Yes.
Through body language and...
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, I'm not saying she doesn't know English. She knows English and talks, but, you know, she just doesn't have to give like a 10-minute monologue on the mic compared to other performers.
Right.
And there's that finishing move right there.
Was it like a hair pulling move?
It's similar to a stunner, but there goes Ember. Oh, Ember Moon just flipped over to the top rope, but did not fall to the ground as of yet. And Asuka with the arm, and what a sell by Ember Moon.
Yeah, you thought so? I kind of didn't.
I thought it was a little exaggerated.
I thought it maybe was like, it looked like her leaping out of the ring on her own with the Asuka just kind of standing there.
Yeah. All right. The next person. Oh, Mickie James. She was...
Okay, she looks weird. She really does look weird, doesn't she?
Yeah, with the hair.
Yeah,
not the best choice.
Her hair is weird.
Now, she had debuted in the mid-2000s as a stalker of another performer by the name of Trish Stratus. Ended up having a WrestleMania match with Trish Stratus, to where at one point, I mean, they tried to, I mean, because in the storyline, they tried to make it that Mickie James had a sexual crush on Trish Stratus, too. And, like, Mickie James at one point did that whole V thing with her fingers and flicking her tongue out.
Oh, my goodness.
But if you watch that WrestleMania where she did that, they edited that out now. Now she works for TNA Wrestling. She also has put out a couple of country albums. Nothing that, you know, took over the charts or anything like that, but hey, she made money doing something creative. Good for her, right?
She's got these big, like, bell bottom, but it's just the bottom attached to her knee, and it goes down to the ground in a big bell bottomy way, but she doesn't have any pants on.
What is it, calf chaps?
Yeah, they're like calf chaps, like protect your calves from, I don't know what.
Number 26, Nikki Bella. Yeah, she, ooh, look at that.
She is selling it.
Yeah, her and her sister Brie worked as the Bella Twins in the WWE for the longest time. Once the WWE was able to get a contract with the E! Network for the Total Divas reality show, they ended up becoming the stars of that, and then they had a spin-off show called Total Bellas, that they were the stars of, and this was after this match here was like the previous year. Her and her current boyfriend at that particular time, John Cena, had a mixed tag team match at WrestleMania, which they ended up winning, and then after the match, he proposed to her. But they ended up breaking up a few months after this Royal Rumble.
Really?
Yeah, so all the intrigue.
Yes, so much intrigue. All of these people are like dating each other, together, whatever. She did a back roll. I can do one of those. I could do that. Of all the things I've seen here, that's the one that I could possibly do.
Now, when it comes to the Bellas, there has been a lot of sexism thrown their way. Imagine that. I feel personally that they have both shown beyond a shadow of a doubt they love professional wrestling. It doesn't matter whether I think they're the greatest female performers ever or not. You can still have a respect and love for professional wrestling, and I think they show it. But because they look like they do, people question it. And because they've dated other wrestlers, people question it. It sucks.
But now they're all ganging up on
Nikki, because Nikki's playing a bad person. But who's coming out now? Her sister.
Brie Bella.
Her twin sister.
Twin sister. Is it really a twin?
Yeah. Now, Brie Bella, she's married to Bryan Danielson, who works in AEW now.
Interesting.
Yeah, at this particular time, he worked in the WWE and was known as Daniel Bryan, because WWE could own Daniel Bryan, not his name.
Look, the whole crowd is going wild and doing her little dance.
Well, that's taken from her husband, because when her husband first hit it big in the WWE, he would do that hand gesture, both hands up in the air, and just yell, yes, 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 over and over again.
Oh, is that the meme you used to send me all the time?
Yeah. And look at the sisters.
They don't look like twins. Are they actually twins?
They are actually twins. Nia Jax is out. She is eliminated. She's been eliminated by the Bellas. Oh, they got Natalya. What are they going to do here? Suplex. Okay, I think, number 29 is coming.
They're acting like a tag team. That seems unfair.
They have been a tag team in the past, and that is the intrigue of the Royal Rumble. People teaming up to eliminate folks. Oh, Bayley!
Oh, Bayley is the cute funny.
At this point in time, yeah. Like, she was the white bread baby face or white meat baby face. You know, the America's great type. Not that her character did that, but just she was always super good until not.
And then she became evil?
Yeah, and now she's currently evil. I mean, she's a great performer overall.
Evil right now?
No, in the 2018, you could tell by her outfit and hair, she's still in her good phase right now. This is before they turned her in bad.
Yes, she looks very good. She's got teal boots on with a bright yellow outfit with fringe on the side.
Asuka, kick in the face from Asuka. Down goes Bayley. Down goes Bayley.
Let's go, Asuka. Oh, come on, Bayley. Get on out of there, Bayley.
And Asuka with the Partridge Family outfit there.
It is a little Partridge Family. She is punching her in the private area.
I'll punch you in the vagina. All right, number 30. Who's it gonna be? Trish Stratus, WWE Hall of Famer.
Nice.
Yeah, she got her start in the late 90s as well. And to her credit, I mean, when she was hired, she was a fitness model that was hired to be a valet. But she ended up falling in love with pro wrestling and ended up training her ass off and became, one of the best at that particular time. But it was because of her work that allowed, the current, women's revolution, as they call it, to succeed. It's like Trish Stratus walked where the current stars run.
Gotcha.
And they are the Bellas. They're going after Trish Stratus. Ooh, booby slap.
Probably bad idea. She seemed like she could,
knock some people. Ooh.
That was a fun move. She licked her hand and then smacked her.
Smackety smack. All right, is this going to be a double bulldog or what are they going to do? Ooh. Double bulldog. That move is called a bulldog when you have your opponent's head in your arm like that and then you do that run and jump. Oh, boot in the face from Bayley.
Face from Bayley.
Now remember, Trish Stratus is the last participant in the ring here. So now what we are waiting for is for everyone except the winner to be tossed out. Oh, this is the first time they met in a long time.
Wow, that woman with the chaps on just looks wild.
Obviously, you could tell they're best of friends in real life and all that at this point, but this was the last time they ever got into the ring like this, so I think they were doing their best to enjoy it and may have been a little snug too.
A little what?
Like snug in terms of the moves actually probably hitting a lot more than they normally would.
Oh, just because they're having a good time, or?
Yeah, but sometimes. Oh, uh-oh. What's Mickie James gonna do? Oh, chick kick. That's her finishing move. Fell off the top rope. Down goes
That's
Mickey
her
James.
finishing move is a chick kick?
Yeah, that's what they called it. But there's Nia Jax.
Well, how was she back?
Revenge.
She just jumped in when she was supposed to be there.
Well, wasn't she thrown? I think she may have been thrown out of the second rope, not the top rope.
Oh, but you said she was out.
I thought she was out, but I think I was mistaken there. That's why she's back. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil on who gets it. But, Nia Jax is currently clearing house, and there goes Asuka. Trish Stratus, another kick, and there she is. And everybody is deciding this is the time to knock out the biggest threat.
Yes, it's a good idea. The rest of them are all resting in the ring.
But now they're coming. And this happens on the men's side of things too. Like typically, like Andre the Giant was in, similar situations just like this. Someone who's big and tall physically like that, physically imposing, you would think would have the advantage. But it gets the audience. It's like a David and Goliath type of thing when, smaller people are able to get, the big ones out of the ring. It's strategic and used for storyline purposes.
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah. Bailey just got thrown out.
Bailey got thrown out. How many do we have? By Sasha Banks. That's right. Oh, no, you didn't.
She's been in there the whole time.
We got 6 people left. The final 6. Ooh, elbow to the face. Trish Stratus. Oh, there goes Natalya. Ooh. And I'm not saying that was comfortable, but, learning how to take a flat back bump like that. Ooh, kip up. And Natalya is strong.
Whoa.
This is the sharpshooter.
Oh, God, that looks terrible.
Yeah, her uncle, Bret Hart, who was in the tag team with her father, that was his finisher.
Oh, my goodness, that looks like it hurts so bad.
They're doing their job. But Trish Stratus is powering out, and boom!
And boom with her legs.
But it's done its damage, because a move like that, in theory, is supposed to affect the lower back, and if your lower back is hurting, that can affect, stability and all that stuff.
It's a long-term investment.
Oh, Natalya got put over the top rope, has not fallen to the ground just yet, but another kick to the face from Trish Stratus, and down goes Natalya. We got 5 people left in the ring, I believe.
I really want Sasha to win because she's been in there the whole time, and that's badass.
And remember, she's in The Mandalorian. Yeah, who do you think you are? That's right. That's right.
That's right. Oh my gosh, she actually said that's right. You could see it.
Okay, Trish Stratus pointing. Uh-oh. Down goes Trish Stratus. She got cocky. Final 4, I believe. Oh, Asuka's behind Sasha Banks. I love when Asuka gets cocky like this.
Oh, I like the way they look at each other. They both have purple hair and with blue. They both have blue and purple hair. They both are in shiny bikini-style outfits. They're just staring at each other. They're about the same height.
Yeah, I mean, a number of the women performers in WWE are keeping hair coloring companies,
in business.
In business, yeah. Oh, down goes Asuka. We got the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie. We have Sasha Banks and we have Asuka. They're all putting the boots to Asuka right now. At this point, Asuka had a pretty long winning streak going.
So this was going to be really surprising if she lost.
Correct. And are the sisters going to interact and help each other? So far, so good. And Sasha Banks helping. Look at that. 3-on-1. They're all friends. Might as well hug it out, right? Hug it out.
Hug it out.
Uh-oh. Loser with the L. Did you see that?
No, I missed it.
Yeah.
The loser L, that hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like being stomped on in the corner hurts.
And look at Sasha Banks, like, oh, it's my job. I'm going to take over. Slapping her across the face.
I like the talking that she does. She's obviously like shit talking.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
No, Sasha. No.
The Bella Twins just betrayed Sasha Banks, and now they're calling her a loser. Oh, my goodness. We're down to the final 3.
So how are the Bella Twins? What if they are the last 2 left? What are they going to do?
They would have to fight it out until there was one more person to go. And Asuka fighting it off, kicked Brie out of the way, punch to the face to Nikki. We're getting close to the end here, folks. Asuka with the kick, similar to Daniel Bryan's kick.
Yeah, they're selling those kicks pretty well.
And Asuka just looks so joyous when she's inflicting pain. It's like the happiest thing in the world to her.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Get her down there.
Asuka got Brie Bella over the top rope, but Brie Bella is hanging on. She's got her balance back, but she's still outside of the ring.
She's acting like she's going to slide off the ring for no reason. Was that a bulldog?
I forgot what they call that move, but there's Nikki right now. Her sister is just outside the ring. Wonder what's going to happen. Uh-oh.
Oh, she punched her sister in the face. She broke her sister's nose.
It did look like there was blood there. All right, we are down to Nikki Bella and Asuka. Asuka, it looks like, is outside of the ring. I don't know if she was over the top rope or anything like that. Maybe she went through the second rope, but now she's going to the top.
Come on, get on up there on the top. Get her, get her, get her.
Now, who are you calling it for?
Asuka.
All right. Ooh, missile drop kick right to the face.
Well, she's who I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's been on a winning streak, I bet she loses in an upset.
Well, with the WWE logic, and sometimes, that wouldn't be a too far off guess. But I'm not spoiling anything. But they've both been in there for a long time. The effects of the battle are finally getting to them. Oh, she came charging in, but Nikki caught it with an elbow to the face and gave her own kick to the face to Asuka. What's it gonna take to get our first winner of the Women's Royal Rumble?
We'll have to see.
But now that everybody's been in the ring, who would you say had the best outfit?
Gosh, I can't say, honestly. There have been some amazing outfits. And I honestly can't remember them all.
I think you liked Lana.
Sparkly.
You definitely liked Lana's.
Oh, yeah. I definitely liked Lana's. And I liked what she had on first. And then she took it off and revealing this shiny, shiny outfit. I loved it. It was so shiny.
So that's your outfit MVP.
That's right. Number one outfit of the evening.
There goes Nikki. And, kick to the face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Using
her leg to choke her.
Nikki's totally not climbing on the ropes.
That looks pretty good, though.
It is athletic. I couldn't do it, but it's still cooperating. They're both on the outside of the ring, but not on the ground as of yet. So neither of them are eliminated just yet.
Look at Asuka. She's got this funny, smile when she... Oh, she won! Asuka won!
Asuka wins the
Asuka did it!
First ever Women's Royal Rumble match. Awesome achievement here.
So good. So now they're waiting to find out which one she'll choose to fight?
No. There is something that is going to happen here, but who she ended up choosing was revealed a few weeks later, and that ended up being Charlotte Flair.
Oh,
at WrestleMania
cool.
34, and spoilers, Asuka ended up losing that match.
Oh, well, how could she not lose to Charlotte Flair?
But Asuka, like I mentioned, is still going strong in the WWE. Again, there is no such thing as one best, but there are a number of best, in this case, women wrestlers, and she has to be in that group. Like, just her facial expressions alone make her so unique.
Yes.
And now we have the champions, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, stepping into the ring. Asuka pointing to the WrestleMania sign like everybody does, like I did when I saw the WWE in 2017, and they had the WrestleMania sign.
You pointed at it.
Yeah. You gotta point to the sign, It's tradition, baby.
I see.
And now, here comes Asuka in between the two champions. It's just like, who's she gonna pick? Who's she gonna choose? Is it gonna be Charlotte Flair? Is it gonna be Alexa Bliss? Or is it going to be somebody else altogether?
Who else could it be? I thought those were only two choices.
Well, there's a reason we've not stopped. Because in a moment here, bad reputation from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts play, and out comes Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Oh, wow.
Making her WWE debut.
No.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
Had she been in NXT or something?
No. Ronda Rousey was the first women's UFC champion. MMA fighter, and her MMA career, she ended up having a couple of losses and decided to step away, but WWE made an offer because she's, a big name in the sports world. And sometimes, you don't even have to be the best professional wrestler. If you have that name value, you can contribute something, but she's a legitimate athlete, a legitimate fighter. And her coming in at this point was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, she's like a real fighter.
She's a fan of Roddy Piper. Her T-shirt there is similar in style to Roddy Piper's Hot Rod shirt, and that jacket right there was worn at one point by Roddy Piper at a WrestleMania. Personally given to her to use that night by Roddy Piper's surviving family. But look at this. She has to come out and point too.
Of course she does.
Ronda Rousey is going to WrestleMania. And corny, yes, but great photo opportunity too.
Super corny.
Yeah. It makes the point, but
wow, Charlotte Flair has these really high heels on.
And dressed from head to toe from leather or pleather, I don't know. Oh, Asuka slapping away Ronda Rousey's hand. Again, another reason to love Asuka. Oh, once again. With that wonderful acting ability.
Mm-hmm. I'm going there. You're not going into the ring with me.
Yeah. Now, ultimately what happened, Ronda did not fight at this particular year's WrestleMania 2018 at WrestleMania 34. She didn't fight for any championship at that particular time. She had an intergender tag team match. I forgot who her partner was, but she faced off against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And on commentary right now, Stephanie is playing dumb. Why is she even here? Type of deal when, come on, she's on the board of directors. She knew Ronda was coming. Having said that, Stephanie is one of the greatest female villains in wrestling history. So having the first encounter that Ronda had be with her was not a bad idea. And this is when people liked Ronda.
People don't like Ronda now?
She soured on wrestling fans and no longer actively wrestles. But that is it. The 2018 Women's Royal Rumble.
Well, that was quite an experience.
Yes, we do thank you all for following along with us here. Any sort of conclusions you would like to make? I mean, we all know I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I enjoyed it. But what are your thoughts? And especially, I mean, it shouldn't have been only 2018 when this first happened, but it did. What are your ultimate thoughts?
My ultimate thoughts?
On what you just saw.
Well, I mean, it was wrestling at its finest, They were ridiculous. It was not believable at all. And they had cool outfits on.
There you go.
The outfits definitely was the best part.
Okay.
Seriously, that's what I think of male wrestling as well. The outfits is why I watch it. If I'm watching it, I'm watching the outfits.
I watch wrestling for selling ideas. Arts and crafts people. But anyway, we thank you all for taking time out of your day to hear us ramble. Anything else you want to say to our lovely fans at home, or do you want to wrap this up so we can get some rest?
Let's wrap this up.
Yes, been a long day hanging out with all my favorite bitches. All right, each Monday, we'll have something in this podcast space to entertain your ear holes. Until we meet again, we bid you adieu.
So long.
Bye-bye.
Subscribe to Friends Talking Nerdy on iTunes, the Google Play Music Store, as well as Spotify. Remember to support Friends Talking Nerdy on Patreon. Goodbye, darling.